employed in one of these international audit firms, So that's the whole thing, like social relevance, self-actualization. You are working, you are going for work meetings and all of that. If you're not lucky and you now have to find that, dynamics elsewhere, then it becomes challenging. So I've really seen it. People who were so like optimistic about going out, they get there and then it's not. Sometimes it's not even about food. It's not about even money. It's just
the quality of life. You see, there it's work.
Yeah.
Like the people that you even want to, like getting even your friends to all have time. Here, Ghana, how is that? The last time you people were here,
I just came and we had a very good time.
There are people who just call me, I did your hood, Charlie. I was passing by area, are you home?
Charlie,
and I expect that you feed them.
Of course.
Yes.
My mother, this year, her birthday, somebody was trying to surprise her. We were asked, you know what I said? These people, they think we are still in Africa. You are just showing up at somebody's house. And she told them that she's not in the house.
Exactly.
And they had to go back with their gifts and come back later. Do you understand? Like, you can't do that outside. We don't do that.
In all of this, that's what the economists will say, opportunity cost.
Employed in one of these international audit firms, So that's the whole thing, like social relevance, self-actualization. You are working, you are going for work meetings and all of that. If you're not lucky and you now have to find that, dynamics elsewhere, then it becomes challenging. So I've really seen it. People who were so like optimistic about going out, they get there and then it's not. Sometimes it's not even about food. It's not about even money. It's just
the quality of life. You see, there it's work.
Yeah.
Like the people that you even want to, like getting even your friends to all have time. Here, Ghana, how is that? The last time you people were here,
I just came and we had a very good time.
There are people who just call me, I did your hood, Charlie. I was passing by area, are you home?
Charlie,
and I expect that you feed them.
Of course.
Yes.
My mother, this year, her birthday, somebody was trying to surprise her. We were asked, you know what I said? These people, they think we are still in Africa. You are just showing up at somebody's house. And she told them that she's not in the house.
Exactly.
And they had to go back with their gifts and come back later. Do you understand? Like, you can't do that outside. We don't do that.
In all of this, that's what the economists will say, opportunity cost.
What are you forgoing for what you really
Every choice you make
has
something to give.
Yeah.
And maybe with the lady's situation, going there meant that you were forgoing your social connections and all
most
of that.
Of them do. That's what they don't know. That's what
So what maybe she didn't prepare her mind for was that it was going to be that depressing.
Yeah. Yes.
That maybe when you speak it will echo.
Me too, I wasn't prepared for that. They should be giving you that orientation at the embassy.
So even though she is crying today, it's a lesson for some of us who are waiting for our breakthrough to learn from it and say that you are asking for this blessing. When it comes, are you able to handle it?
Yeah.
Because maybe this blessing is going to come by you forgoing everything you ever lived for or enjoyed growing up.
Yeah.
Because Ghana, even funerals, we look forward to funerals because Charlie is a way to connect.
And
Charlie, the Gamanian is dead. This funeral, wait, the Saturday there no action, but the Sunday they're going to party. These are things you miss, and I empathize with them because even moving, like I said, moving from within Ghana, if you are in the northern region and you come down here, the Kaya use the people who come to work and send the money back home, they will tell you how depressing it can get because all your life is work, and then send the money back home. So I feel for her, but you see, you have a blessing and you are crying. If you think you can't do it again.
No, but that's the thing. I will tell you my personal experience when I was in uni, traveling for a bit. And trust me, when you are young, impressionable, and get the chance to get out of the country for the first time, you are looking like up to it.
You're excited about it.
You're excited.
You can't sleep.
Charlie, all the things you want to go and do. in Germany, Dortmund, and all of that. And I wasn't lucky enough that I went during the winter.
Winter is
Ice
here.
cold.
So things that you don't even think about that can affect your experience outside the country, like weather, could be one of the reasons why
I want to
you
come back.
want to come back to Ghana.
Yeah, it was so cold.
Yo, when I got out of Frankfurt airport to take the train to Dortmund, that few minutes.
You say you even got out. When I was leaving Kotoka, it was the first time I traveled. It was 30 something, regular 30 to 38. I entered Schiphol in Amsterdam and it's 2 degrees.
Yes.
I'm like,
and at the time, I used to react to temperature changes. So see how I suffered in the plane. My guy. So that's like, it's crazy. Then food.
yeah.
Food. You'll be eating sausage in curry sauce. So
Wait,
sausage in curry sauce is
You
the
need your
curry sauce is
Kelly
full. It has filled the bowl. So it's curry sauce and ketchup that they have mixed fills the bowl. This is restaurant food though. Then they've put sausages, they've sliced sausages in it with a potato. That was about 13 euros.
Quite expensive.
Yeah.
The first time I
About
discovered
13
the
euros.
African shop in Exeter, that was the happiest day of my life.
And that's fake Africa food though. That's all like
No.
in its
The shop where I would get plantain and I would get my pakoshito.
And it's very expensive.
Let's not even get into the money. But like that's it. So for the lady and like anybody else, for me, one of the best ways I think moving forward is to prepare, apart from financially, like the social situation, create community. Accept that this is where you are now. Here, people mind
Live
their
in the
business.
present.
Outside, people mind their business. If you are crying, one of my friend's cousin unfortunately died. And it was in time that they realized that they were not hearing from her. It was called ambulance going to come. Like outside people, they live in boundaries. So if you don't go and tell somebody that you have a problem, hunger will kill you. Understand? Hunger will kill you outside. So create communities. I would say so. I'll give my experiences based on different times that I was outside the country. As a student, I would say one of the things that really helped me was the different schools have different names. So we called ours African and Caribbean Society. So that group had Nigerians, Ghanaians, Gabonese, Jamaicans, Haitians. So that community was solid for me. I met a lot of Ghanaians through that, and they were always having activities. So it was a good thing to have your people of your kind and doing. So like, I mean, when we are having food and everything was revolving around food, game night is food. Nigerians would bring their disgusting jollof back. Ghana will always represent. There was a time that I had, like, that was really good. And then I will always cook. And I remember I came to Ghana, and I did a wachi party. Even the Nigerians even enjoyed the wachi party. Like, create your own community. So that was one. And then church was another, like, place of community for me, where like go to a church and go to a nice church. Don't just go to some church. Go to a church that you can find black people and lead. And I know people always
places where they play Ajas. If you don't hear Ajas in the church, know that.
Or places where they play funky music. I used to go to some so like go to like churches that church is also a good community. And I always say that the white people in the church are always nicer than the black people outside in terms of how they relate, especially if it's a church that has black people. They've been around that. One thing that makes white people wary of us, which is something that is that they don't know how to relate with us.
Yeah, they're afraid of racism.
Exactly.
They don't want to sound and come
They
across
don't know
racist.
how to relate to us. So
they rather avoid you.
So they will rather avoid you, and then that's that. So that's another thing. So create that kind of community around yourself so that way you will not be lonely at times. At least there will be a church activity. If you're a student, there will be some socials. Lean into your classmates, your friends. Don't be like, oh, me, I don't want to go out.
Go out because
that's your
go outside. Wear 5 clothes, I still go outside.
Is it because so I have another friend who basically left. I think he had an exchange program with one of these I think Credit Suisse or so these like big time financial institutions, these banks, in the UK. He came back to do his masters at Lancaster and then he left again. I think now he's settled. Every time you see pictures of him with his work colleagues, because that high level, do you think it's because most of our people are doing entry level job that's on shift, in and out? So even at the workplace, you really don't have any sense of community because your time schedule is different from somebody. And if you're a security man somewhere, you are just standing there alone. You are not in any team or any.
So whatever. Just like
you are doing caregiving and all of that. So at the end of the day.
Just like Aram said, what was your goal before even setting out? If it was about the money, there's no time for all the things you are mentioning.
And you see,
it only gets to you when you have some small time. Just before we started this, that was when it dawned on me that so that is why we have a lot of Ghanaians outside doing a lot of live videos.
They have time.
Telling us about things happening in Ghana
more than you. Come and talk about another man, Brown.
That's one thing they always tell me that my friends always used to say, but you're not in Ghana, but how do you know? In fact, once I'm in Ghana right now, I don't know a lot of things that are going on in Ghana, but when I was there, I am always, and you see the internet is good, the connection is baby, and Wi-Fi everywhere, glass and
it is happening because, it is not just because of the jobs we are doing, it's because the motive there is to work and bring the money home.
That's it.
So even if I am a boss or I'm in a high level, it's still about, hey, when the call starts coming, they are coming to ask for some £10 or some 50 euros. So it's all about the money. It's about how many jobs can I do in a day. I think that's what is keeping them because, to be honest, being there and trying to live your social life like you used to live here, it's not.
Well, so can we be concluding? Is there something you want to say on this? So I am saying that, having said all of these things, will you still advise people to make jackpotting or going out of this country for greener pastures their main agenda for a better life? Looking at what gives the trade-offs. One, at the individual level, if the person is on a career path in Ghana, the person might not be earning what they want to ideally earn, but they can basically calculate their growth. You see that working in this role for 3 years, I get one extra qualification. I can boldly apply for a bigger role that comes for. You get what I'm saying?
It's a yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no because there is. If you are in a career path here, you need to be at a certain level where you will get a job anywhere where they will make you a manager straight up. I have a friend of mine who had worked in the bank here in Ghana for years, got into a position, blah blah blah. Then he had to leave and go to the UK. His wife and kids were already there, so they're moving, blah blah blah. I'm sure probably he's making more in terms of if you convert. But I don't know in terms of
cost of living is high, taxes, all of that.
And everything. So that's a two household income right now. And this was a person whose bank has his car, has his house here in Ghana.
So that's two. He's paying his bills in the UK, he's paying it in Ghana.
I cannot guarantee that he's still at that management level where he is now. It will take time. It means rebuilding. I have friends who are lawyers here, doctors who are trying to go. You have to get recertified there. Take all these exams and all these courses and all these things to get. So you are going to go and start to rebuild your life. With everything in life, there are people who have left here and gone there and be worse off. And sometimes when you hear the amount of money that people are spending to Japan, you ask yourself that. So you have that money here. In Ghana. Like you can raise that money here in Ghana.
It's a dream that's been sold to them.
You get so that's that. So that's where I said planning comes in. And I was literally having that conversation with one of my friends today. She's on a conference and she's like, she doesn't want to come back. I said, madam, come back.
Come back.
Be calming down.
Come back and come and let's plan and see how we can leverage the connection and the networks that you've made to make the move if you want to do
Easier.
it in 2024.
Yeah.
And one thing that she said to me that I was quite excited about was like, I feel more confident traveling outside because I can hold my own. Do you understand?
That's deep.
Yes, and I was very proud of that because sometimes people live out of desperation and panic. So when you get there, anything that is thrown at you, you have people with PhDs washing toilets because you need to make ends meet. And if you don't have that mental fortitude, that thing will break you. Because you'll be asking yourself that, yes,
that's like an emotion.
Yes, and it's everything is here in the head.
And you can also come back because you
Exactly.
The whole
And
community
then
knows
when
you.
I traveled
You
the beginning of this year, the pressure that I had was not from my family members. So the pressure was coming from people on the internet. Why would you come back? Up to the last time when I was complaining my life, somebody said, but you guys, you travel, why did you come back? How are you going to use this to insult me? Which kind of wahala is this? When you get, so let me do the math for you basic, right? You will get paid for 2,500. Take 40% of that as task, and that depends tax if that is gross or net, right? Then your house rent, then you pay all this community, something, then you pay lights
things
because everything is online.
Yes, bills.
And then depending if you have a car or not. Then transportation. Depending if you're living alone or if you have your kids, you have to find them a school. Getting them in a school is a whole thing. Brother. And then you have people here who are depending on you that you still have to send money. Hey.
You have to. That's what makes the traveling
that's
nice.
the whole thing. You see, that is why me, even with my qualification, even in the UK, because the course I did is a UK course, and so it's Charlie, at 2000 something, I'm much rather go and do caregiving job like 60 and not sleep.
That way, and you see,
so that's where the
because
change of plans.
Exactly. The thing too also comes when I was telling you about like the job. It's not guaranteed because I've schooled abroad, and whilst I was even there trying to get a job, don't forget that you are also competing
with the residents,
with the citizens of that country, and if they are going to, and don't forget that the reason you went is depending on your visa.
Yes.
So you go to school. Let's say the 3 of us here, 2 of them are from this country. For them to give me a job, they have to guarantee with my residence and everything. And they pay for that.
In Canada, you are supposed to give someone, a foreigner, a job that a local cannot do. A local cannot do.
And they have to pay, like how when people bring expats, you have to make sure they have their documentation and all of those things. So, cost benefits. They rather employ the 2 of you plus all the things that they'll have to
and
pay
then consider you later.
Yes.
So your qualifications notwithstanding, go and do the work that the natives don't want to do.
Welding and barbering
and
care work pays.
Yes.
Do you understand? So when I was in school, for my summers, I used to eat those 12-hour shifts, baby. I had this nice agency. 12 hours. That one you will see the Ghana people plenty. Somebody will close from this care house and go to this care house. Bed 3 days, no die. Or bed night shift to aha. And no down. No about day shift to aha. That's the reality. And
so
then you
in Ghana and they work small overtime and then
you are complaining. And that place they'll pay you.
They are paying you.
No, so
every hour spent.
That's why I'm saying that. Look at the Ghana experience as a look. Adodi has spoiled the country. That one, there's no 2 ways about it. Let's not mince words. However, look at it as a full package. Add the food to it. Add the weather. That's what we are trying to tell you here. Add your friends to it.
TikTok video of a guy saying, Charlie Masora no probably be a tokokokra or
in the UK, if you make loose and you go and drive your car through, is it the commercial center? You are driving the car and you get a notification on your phone. Fine.
See, and then you there's no And when people say Agbana, there's no Agbana abroad. Even though you are paying everything, you are paying. Do you understand?
So it's a whole experience.
It's a whole,
like,
so if you don't have money, and the thing is, if you don't have money, like if you are renting, they're understanding that you even pay deposit. That if you are living in the place is not intact, they will keep your deposit, and there are bills that you need to do a direct deposit. So it's kind of do account now yet. If you don't pay, like you will sleep in the darkness.
And imagine you are sleeping in darkness
in cold. And then you have to buy clothes that you have to change seasonally.
Yes.
Because you can't wear your turtleneck in the winter. It's hot as a motherfucker.
So you see? yo.
And then even if you have a car, I was actually learning recently that they actually have winter tires.
Yeah, you have to take winter tires. Sure. You have to pack it in garage. And then last time I had some people who are jackpot and they fight with their neighbors. So everybody has like store to keep their winter tires. If you don't go earlier, it is full. You don't know where you keep your.
One day I was talking to a friend of mine. He's like, he's going to storage. I'm like, why? He actually has a storage unit, and you pay for the storage.
Then you change antifreeze to in your car. You change your antifreeze to whatever to this.
He's paying for element. My sister said they made her pay a captain's 500 euros, and she was so angry. Like when I said, madam, it's like, can you imagine? The more I work, the more money I have to pay. I'm like, this is like so like. We're not saying that don't travel, but I want you to
the reality should be clear.
Mentally prepared. For this, and you see the sad part is also the pressure that people get from home. There are people who can't come back because their ancestors are waiting for them to bring something. There are people who have left this country and came back with nothing. Because there's pressure here and there's pressure there. And if you don't know and your documentation, there are people who can never come back because if they come back like this, they can never go back again. There are people, like I said. He's Emmanuel, but they call him Joseph.
Akosia. I like the Akosia one.
Akosia, like, hey.
Because they don't know Akosia is like feminine, yeah?
No, Akosia. And then forgetting that when your mother call you, they call you.
I think the worst part will be when you forget.
Yes. And then after your money goes to Akosia will also take her card before she gives you her money.
So it is what it is.
So it's not easy. So
if you're on a career path, for me the best thing is.
So what we are saying is that the lady is justified crying on camera to us.
Actually, the people who have done us a disservice, the people who don't tell us the truth. You see, like, so it's been sold as a dream.
Everything is perfect.
That is what we. But look, as I keep telling me, I didn't stay there for long. But all I knew was that I was grateful. The day I was entering a plane coming to Ghana, and this was a barely 20-year-old. And I'm telling you, I didn't even have a job. I was not going to do national service. I was
supposed to go and chill.
Do it here, like Charlie. You know, but then again, when you come back, reality check. See, I will say this. Since time, I'm coming to use my mother's English. Since time immemorial.
Yes.
Africa, Ghana had been paradise naturally.
Yeah.
The only problem are the people who came, the white people who came, the human beings left, and then left us in the hands also of the people who are there today. The human beings in this paradise have made it unbearable.
Extend the paradise to hell.
Otherwise, there's no reason.
No, but you see,
you see,
you can't go for vacation
like
or
I always
something.
say, when we move from this continent and go to that place, we'll still look for visa and come
my
back
friend
because
sent me a message the other day. I was so angry. He was like, "How is Abon Samji?" I'm like, "What the hell is I'll see Ghana?" I said,
"That's not
I'll
funny.
come and slap you in that."
Another friend of mine said, in Switzerland where they live, when it's winter, summer, people don't even open their shops to make money because they have 2 months of summer. They are making use of the sun, doing all kinds of things. Then they asked them, how is it in Ghana? And his answer was, it is summer all year round.